guys, I am Chris Gaylor.
And I'm Amber Foster Kyuujin cosplay, and today we are back at the guys with Ram episode 23 of season 2.
3 episodes to go in this season. It's exciting.
So, Emilia is just done with the second trial.
Yes.
She faced this...
like a champ.
Like a champ, but she's faced this hopeful present.
Where
the one
Fortuna and Betelgeuse were alive in a family.
Yeah.
She decided to not focus on it though. She was strong enough to be like, this is a future that could have happened. It's a present that could have happened, but it's
Could
not.
have been, yeah.
It could have been, but it's not. And instead of, longing for this, I must look to the future, which is ironic because that's what she's probably going to be facing in this trial, in the third trial.
We've never seen the third trial so far.
So Echidna was crying, saying that she hated and despised Emilia. So we think that she's hating not Emilia, but the strength that she's showing. Kind of like she's jealous of the strength that she has. So that makes us wonder, how much of her past does she regret?
We don't know.
We don't know.
I hope that we will see though.
Back at the manor, the siblings are fighting. Garfiel is facing Elsa, and Frederica is facing Ma Beast and what's her name? The little girl.
The little girl that we forgot.
You've got Beatrice who's being stubborn. You've got the others facing a huge Ma Beast, so we need help. And Ram is also fighting Roswaal.
With Buck.
Yes, and the people in the sanctuary just all teamed up in order to witness Emilia doing the last trial, and they are supporting her, and it's amazing.
So yeah, things are going big.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so far, so good.
Okay, so we keep it that way.
Nobody's dead yet.
There's still 3 episodes, so this show could decide to punch us in the face before season 3. Anyway, so yeah, let's jump in this episode. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when these come out, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions.
Alright? So let's watch it, guys.
Tell me she's not dead.
I hope not.
No, she's not dead.
We need to keep our twins. We need to keep both of them alive.
We'll
please.
talk about this first. Okay. Last time she made a speech, we were confused as to if her feelings for him were just an act or if they were true.
She truly loved him, but what I'm a little bit uncomfortable with is the way that he act with her for all those
Well, he doesn't
years.
love her. He's loved Echidna
No,
forever.
I know, but
that's why he's freaking out so much. That book is the last thing he has of Echidna. He thought it was basically, it's her wishes. Kind of like she gave a book to Beatrice. She gave a book to Roswaal. It's Echidna's, power. It's her words. It's what she's saying will happen. It's a part of her. So he has been in love with Echidna forever, and he was convinced that everything in that book was going to happen. Obviously, the book did not say that Ram was going to develop feelings for him, but so I love that. It's a twist of fate. It's ironic.
It is a twist of fate, but are those feeling LT for Ram?
She spent so much time with him. It's something that developed over time. She hated him for what happened, to her people, but then working for him, being with him, and seeing more of him, and speaking to him, I guess she forgave him. And even if she didn't forgive him, she saw something in him that she started to love, and it developed. Is it healthy? Will it ever happen? Maybe not. Or at least it starts here because we needed to open a chance for, a Roswaal that's not chained by his love with Echidna to come out of this. If he did not kill Ram, because I don't know.
I refuse to believe that she's dead. We need to have both of our twins.
He will be broken. He will be very broken after this, and he will need support, and he will need, he might lose it a little bit, but that's definitely what was best. And it was her goal, get rid of that book, prove that the book, well, at least at first it was prove that the book was wrong. But getting that book, throwing it in the fire, killing Roswaal would have been, doing what he wanted her to do. It's just he wasn't expecting that to happen now, but he thought that's why she showed up. And we weren't sure if she was fighting him for, to kill him or not, but her giving that confession here and doing so, achieving what she was, she wanted to do, which is prove the book wrong, is beautiful. Very sad. I pity Roswaal so much. I don't like him, but I pity him like crazy. He lost the person he loved most, and he's been, living with this for years. It's been killing him. He's been desperate with that goal of his, and he's been desperate, with following that book, and he lost faith in feelings. He lost faith in emotions, and he assumed that people were weak, probably because he was weak too. He couldn't protect her, and he's been probably guilt tripping himself ever since. So instead of finding hope in emotions, since he was so sad back then and he was destroyed back then, he decided to see it as everyone who has those feelings are losers. So it's better like this, because now I can't get disappointed.
Yeah.
I can't be broken like I was before. But he never dealt with those emotions. He never dealt with those feelings, and now he's that book is gone, so he'll have to rely on himself and himself only if he doesn't get killed by the bunnies. Because when Emilia got out, it was winter. So either that led to, because I don't see winter now, and Emilia didn't do it. So either Roswaal survived this and he went back to the crystal and he did something, or who knows what's going to happen, but something leads to winter happening. So the bunnies will be coming, because that's a huge amount of mana.
Man. We're such in big trouble now.
At least now the book is gone. I hope Ram is alive. I mean, she's kind of a demon, like she technically is tougher than a human. Could she survive this?
But she's tougher, but she technically lost her home, right?
Yeah.
So she doesn't really have her demon power anymore.
Well, I mean, she still has the powers. It's not as strong. I don't want her to be dead. We can't go back this time. At least if she did die, it's doing the thing that she wanted to do. It's accomplishing the one thing that she really set out to do. The only thing that really breaks my heart is if she is dead, she would have died without remembering her sister.
Yeah.
So that's fucked up. Oh boy, we'll have to wait and see next episode.
Let's talk about that big fight with Garfield and Elsa. Damn, that was so cool.
In a moment, we should have guessed, as soon as she started telling us her past, probably meant that she was gonna die.
Oh.
But, and the worst is, I don't feel sad that she's dead, because she had turned into such a monster. But to me, seeing her past just confirms that, no one is born a monster. No one is born a villain. It's the circumstances. It's, what happens to us that change us and that turn us into those crazy villains that we see.
When she was younger, she acted instinctively to protect herself. And it's just that
she survived.
She survived, and the warmth and happiness that she felt.
And as a kid, she got
addicted to that.
As a kid, it probably was traumatizing to have to go day by day, not knowing if she was gonna die the day after. It was a battle for survival, and then she got taken advantage of by this man who she killed. In the bitter cold, to have blood and guts and stuff be the only source of warmth to an extent, and you're broken to an extent that you find this comforting, and it changes you and it becomes your addiction. She must have been so broken, so traumatized. She was a victim. Unfortunately, that victim grew up and lived in that trauma, lived in that addiction, and it turned worse and worse and worse. I think she still had feelings in there, and that were not, bloodlust, sorry, but because she did care for the little girl.
Maybe.
Yes, I think the names, I'm just bad. But yeah, she cared for her, like she saved her. So it's not just about that. At least, she did admit that they were sisters.
Well, she's more of our little sister, our little protege.
Well, that's what I mean.
Protege, so yeah.
I did this. That's what I meant. you know, in the job and stuff. Like she's kind of she's her senpai, so basically, but she did care enough to save her. So at least there's something there. But unfortunately, the little girl that she used to be was completely lost in that and everything else. So it's not something that we could have forgiven her. It's not something that we could have moved past. Garfield was willing to, you know, offer her the benefit of the doubt. Like, if she basically walked away, he was going to let her. But he did say something about a witch. Okay, one of the witches was a vampire. Okay, so vampires are a thing. And considering one of the witch used to be a vampire and she got killed, we know that we can kill vampires. So it's a thing. That's why she kept healing over and over again, I guess. So...
Which
in a way,
one
maybe
was
that's
a vampire? Because there's 9 of them, so which one?
I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't even know. Like if we're talking about those original witches that we know.
Maybe not.
Still, we learn more about this world every episode. I swear. This season 2 is about information. It's about filling in the lore. It's about growth. It's about learning stuff. There you go. But yeah, I mean, Elsa, I'm guessing she's been dealt with, and it's incredible because Reinhard didn't manage to kill her, yet Garfield did it. It was a battle for survival. At the end, like, they were biting onto each other, and which, by the way, I was wondering, like, if she's a vampire and she bit Garfield, does that mean he's a vampire too? Do you think?
I
hope not.
I don't know. Depending on the lores, sometimes one bite is enough. Sometimes you need to be almost on your deathbed and you need to drink the vampire's blood. But you kind of drink her blood because it bite her.
I had that thought because I was like, she looked at his shoulder where she had bit him. But then right after that, it was, you know, it was about the comfort of being covered in blood, which is her security blanket, technically. And, she loved that. Although I do have to say, like, for a moment, I was wondering if he was going to try. And I mean, I'm still wondering if that's a thing that could happen. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Because we learned that information in this episode. And we know what vampires do. So
let's hope we won't go that way then.
We'll see if there's a follow-up to that. But in any case, it was epic. Garfield really came through. He said it was his first fight. So I'm like, dude.
Well, you went all out.
He and Frederica teaming up, fighting like they've been fighting side by side, sort of, kind of like they've been fighting side by side for years. It's like it was natural for them, and it was all about, you know, being willing to do anything in order to survive because people counted on them. So that's what the power of friendship does.
Yep.
Really like that. I mean, we still need to shake some sense into Beatrice, but that's gonna happen because thank God the others managed to leave. Again, thank God for our knowledge, and that's, if Subaru had been alone, it would not have worked. Because according to this world, science doesn't work. I don't know.
Well, he threw dust on fire.
Well, I know what he was trying to do. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if we can actually do that, or if he picked that in a movie and he was like, oh, it's a thing.
Depending on the dust that you're using, I guess, yeah.
But then, like, Otto saying, like, stop trying to do weird shit. Like, there's oil just there, right there. Let's just use that. But, yeah.
Just a little bit too much hole, then.
So this is done. This is done. We know now that the fight is over with Roswaal. We just need to see what happened there.
The trials are over, too.
And the trials are over, too. But now we need to face the bunnies somehow. Emilia's out there, though. Emilia is there with her powers. Puck could be there, too. At least now, we still have a chance. We know what's coming. And I mean, not everyone is lost yet. It's still happening. We'll see. I was a bit wondering, you know, why she did not recognize the kid. I mean, the clothes are the same, and as far as we knew, the face was the same, but we didn't see the face. And then I was trying to remember if in the flashbacks when she was alive, if we didn't see her face in the second episode, but did we see her face in the first episode? Because if we never saw her face, maybe her face was different when she was alive in the sanctuary, which is why she didn't recognize her in the tomb. But if so,
maybe
why is her face different?
I think we saw her face in the past. Yeah, we did.
Did we? And I mean, there's one episode where we did not see her face at all.
Yes, I know that.
So I'm like, there's a thing about us not, and we didn't see her face here too. So there's a thing about her face. I don't know. Like, I know she was trying to find a way to be immortal and live forever. So did that involve changing bodies somewhere? Like,
just pulling another Chimaru?
Maybe. I felt like there was something there, so we'll keep an eye out for that too, I guess. There was this whole thing with the witch of Wrath, thank you. And she did not want Emilia to look at her, so I was... At first I was like... Honestly, my first thought was like, so are you her mother? But then it makes no sense because of the age difference.
Yeah.
So, I mean... the way they talk to Emilia, it feels like she's meant to be a part of their family. Mm-hmm. It feels like she's meant to be with all of them. With my theory that Emilia is just, that time has no meaning and that it's not linear in this world, and that Emilia is just Satella before she became Satella, maybe Witch of Wrath did not want to see her face because she would have recognized Satella, because of, what it would have caused, and her being the Witch of Wrath technically would have, shrouded a lot of emotions. But I don't know, it felt very comforting, like, I've known you before. She knew her mother, she says.
Yeah.
She held her like a child, sort of, kind of like a reassuring presence. I don't know. That was weird. Do you have any thoughts on that scene?
Did it feel weird to me? No. Did it feel comforting for Emilia during that season? Yes. It is true that the Witch of Wrath did have a comforting presence with Emilia, and she was saying, do not turn back, because it's the not turning back would be the good choice to make, and you're a bad girl for turning back. But it's like she was welcoming a family back home. Yes. So
the way she acted with her, yeah,
it does make sense that she might be part of their witch family, but
because like she was one of the ones. Wasn't she the one that also defended Satella with a lot of passion when Subaru was over there?
I think.
Wasn't she the one that said, you saying, that you've been suffering, what does it say about her and stuff, and she was mad that he wasn't considering her suffering. So I'm like, I don't know, but it feels linked. It feels very connected. Like, every clue we have links to Emilia being one of the witches, or one of the witch's daughter, actually one of the witch's daughter. I don't know what the circumstances of her birth were. I don't know if someone changed her, if Pandora was to blame for, doing something to her and turning her into something she's not. I don't know if it has to do with her powers, the factor, if she is Satella, or not. But there's something there. Of course there is, because otherwise they would not put so much focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
And Wrath just being so fond of her and not wanting her to look at her and stuff, that to me it feels like there's something there. It's just, again, we can't go too much into the theories, because last time we freaked out over, oh my god, she's finally Satella's daughter, we are confirmed. And it turned out that
yeah, if we do think about it, if for example you were right with your theory that maybe Emilia is gonna be Satella in the future because the time is in a loop, that will also explain why Echidna dislike her so much, because she got killed by Satella, right?
Yes.
Right? So seeing the one that is the reason why you're dead, being able to move on and be okay with your past, that's...
Yeah, I always
that could explain some of the things, but it's still a theory. So.
I do think, though, that the hatred from Echidna to Emilia runs deeper. It's just that it's true, she never really liked her. As soon as she met her, she said she disliked her. So why? There's something there for sure, But yeah, at least she passed that trial.
Well, so. Echidna is a mean girl. She's the Regina George of the witches. Come on.
The Regina George?
Regina George of the witches, yeah.
Anyway, at least the trial is over. Now we're facing winter. We still have to take care of Beatrice before the matter falls apart. And we need to know what happened after Roswaal blasted Ram.
Oh no, she needs to be alive. Please. Please.
I'll start next episode thinking she's dead. And if she turns out to be alive, I'll be happy. But
rejoice.
Yeah, but I don't have much hope. Like, she was already pretty wounded, and he was close when he blasted her with that huge, fire thing. So
maybe Buck protected her. We don't know that.
Was he around? Like, I think he's been blasted over there.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see next episode. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, the next one will be out on YouTube next week, guys. So we're gonna see you then.
Bye.
Bye, guys.